Mic's on.
Mic's on. It's on. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Good Boys Podcast. We are going live this week. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
And if you've never watched one of us, this is our first time going live. So we're experimenting quite a bit using only one mic today. So make sure to let us know down below in the chat how it's going. We decided to go live. Well, I decided for us to go live. Well, we can put a place right behind us. Right behind it. There we go. Hey, look at that. Now it's catching both of us. Oh my God, did we just break this? No. Okay, there we go. So we decided to go live this week because I wanted to try something new. I wanted to see if we can get your engagement more on these, what would you say, platform, this topic that we're doing. Plus, it's also just very easy for me to kind of jump in and say, let's do this. So we're going to be looking into the chat as well, but most of the time we're just going to be talking. And it's been a while. It's been a while since I've what is it, that I've seen you.
Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks.
Yeah, happy late birthday, by the way.
I appreciate
just so everyone knows. How was it? Did you do anything?
I worked.
You worked?
Yeah.
Has it been busy?
It's been extremely busy.
Extremely busy.
But life's just busy right now.
It always is. Every place is busy in the world.
Like you were telling me when you first got here, all the crazy shit's happening in your fucking
God. Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's just, if anyone works retail right now, I feel for you so hardly right now. And it's kind of weird, like where we're at right now. So many things have happened within the last couple of weeks. We've had the presidential debates. We've had COVID, lockdowns, movie news, fire news. Cyberpunk has gone officially. It's official.
Yeah,
it's done.
At that point, I just upload myself to the web and I just live my life onto that.
Yeah. How excited are you though for that? Like I know we have as a main topic, but I'm really curious to hear your guys' thoughts.
I've already expressed it, man. You know how fucking excited I am for this game.
Mm-hmm. It's your most excited. It's your most anticipated game, correct? 100%. All right.
Easy.
Nice. And thank you for all the people joining us. Right now we have 9 people watching, which is actually pretty good for the middle of the day. So thank you guys again so much for joining us.
At 11:30
people. You guys should be in school, at work, stuff like that.
Depending on where you're watching from.
Oh, that is very true.
Over here.
If you guys are joining in right now, make sure to hit that like button. I'll be saying that quite a bit throughout this. Jesus. As well, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you guys are new here so you guys can always follow us up. And let us know in the live chat. I'm watching it right now. Let us know how the mic sounds, how we're looking. Of course, this is more of an experiment than anything else. Yeah. We're literally using a webcam for this. If you guys like this, maybe we'll do it every time. We will see. We hope you like the background as well. It's a makeshift background. You want to talk about the giant TV you had to move?
Yeah, it was a big-ass, old-ass TV.
Big-ass, old-ass TV. So, and people are saying we're sounds good, so we're good to go.
Cool.
So, Tyler, let's start with our main topic. I know you really wanted to come off the top with this with being open-minded. Yeah. So do you want to kind of drop us onto that? Why you wanted to make this the main topic for this week?
Yeah.
And guys, the open-minded thing doesn't just pertain to everything going on in our world. It goes to everything that you experience, movies, video games, TV. Because how many times have you had a conversation with someone and then they're like, oh, you like that?
Well, it's so like perfect example of like being open-minded is like actually less pertaining to more of like a video game because we're coming off of that topic.
Which we'll talk about more definitely.
Yeah. Death Stranding.
Big game.
Humongous game release.
Yeah.
A huge black and white area.
Yeah.
You loved it. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. What happened?
We're back. We're still going.
Some people
I have it on my iPad, so we're good.
Some people hated it. Some people loved it. And for me, I was like, I understand it. I see it. It's not a game for me. I understand why people love this game for what it is. Like, it's just not for me.
Right? Someone keeps calling you, my friend.
I know.
We're good.
I just all hooked up the same shit.
That's the thing. So it's all good. We're still going. But no, I get what you mean. I 100% get what you mean. So, and it's an interesting topic, and we have a lot of people kind of going in here right now. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Again, make sure to hit that like button and let us know in the chat what your guys' thoughts are on the open-minded thing. Have you ever experienced that with someone before? Because you are right with Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I was one of the people who didn't get the game. I really didn't get the game until 75% of the way through, which by that point, no one, if you don't get the game.
Yeah, if you're not going to get the game in like the first,
you aren't going to join it.
30 minutes, you're not going to.
No, not at all. And for me, that's what's interesting for me is to see where that game went. Because it's funny. I went to GameStop a couple days ago, and they had Death Stranding Funko Pops coming out.
Yeah.
They're really cool looking. I want to buy them. So I pre-ordered them, and the girl who was working the counter, she goes, "Oh my God, I love Death Stranding." I'm like, "Oh, what do you think of the ending?" "Oh, I haven't beaten it yet." I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Oh, I've done every single side mission, all this, all that. I love the atmosphere." She goes, and I was like, "Oh, what chapter are you on?" Dude, she said chapter 4. There's like 15 chapters in the game. So she's like very early on. And I thought about that, and I'm like, that is really cool to hear someone's opinion that's so much different. Because I told her, I'm like, I didn't start loving the game till the ending. But everyone loves something for different reasons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you have to just keep an open mind. Like for me, I see that game. I know what it's about. Yeah. I've seen the gameplay. I've watched like the boss, but like everything. It's just not for me.
It's not. And let's
I appreciate
something
it.
we talk about almost nearly every week. Last of Us Part 2. You don't agree with some of the choices. Yeah. I love the choices.
Yeah, but that's what we have. But I understand
why I like it. And I get why you don't like it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a civil dispute. And we want to talk about this, guys. If you always should have an open mind to everything. And when you jump into something, don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just hear it out, understand it. Isn't into first-person shooters whatsoever. Yeah. So he's not excited for Cyberpunk because it's all first person. He's a huge fan of RPGs, though. And I'm like, why wouldn't you want to try it?
Just try it out. Just try it out.
I said, you don't even have to use a gun. You can have a mechanical sword come out of your hand and start slashing people.
Well, do they have even like in that trailer that they showed of like tools of destruction for Cyberpunk? They have a fucking katana.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to use guns.
Try it.
It's interesting to see how people are doing this. And of course, also, if you're new to this podcast, do understand we don't get straight to the other topics right away. No, I know I have Spider-Verse and stuff put into there, but do understand we will talk about Spider-Verse in just a second. I know that news just broke out about Doctor Strange. So just so you guys know. But it's interesting. It's interesting. And this is another big open-minded thing. How many times have you seen a superhero movie and you just didn't like it or thought it was just mediocre? And then you hear everyone else hyping up about it and you're like, like Endgame. Let's talk about Endgame.
I was about to say Endgame for me. I didn't care for Endgame. Like I understand what like it signified, tying the whole like years and years of movies finally together and like, all right, that is done with that like what saga?
Yeah. The Infinity Saga.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's a huge like almost like putting the crown like done.
Yeah.
I personally like Infinity War better.
And you also like Spider-Man Far From Home better.
Exactly.
Too. And that's your personal opinion. Yeah. And some people might attack you for that.
But I'm like, hey man, I understand why you love it. For me, it's just like what I like in a movie. Just not different for me.
And that's what's so great about films. That's what's so great about entertainment. But also in our world right now, there's so many different things, especially if you're based in the United States. I mean, you know, everything's different. And at this point in time, you've probably gotten in an argument with someone about one thing or another. But it's okay because we just need to stay open-minded when it comes to that.
Yeah.
If you want to have a conversation about someone, that's fine. If your best friend supports something that you don't, or your best friend likes something more than you do, that's okay. You don't have to like it. Yeah. You don't even have to agree with them. It's the same thing. Console wars. You know, we're trying to equivalent that. I don't even believe there's a console war at this point. There's always going to be competition between studios.
Yeah.
But when it comes to us as gamers, like we should just be excited.
Yeah, I'm not like it's more like console wars is more of a term. I want to say I would like to use it more of a term instead of an actual like Sony and Microsoft battling it for like money. No, man, it's like at the end of the day, we're all gamers. We all
100%
enjoy the same stuff. And it goes to just kind of anything that you enjoy. Like
100%. Also, I just hit a milestone right now when we started this.
¿Qué pasa?
3 million views on the channel. 3 million views. I didn't think I'd hit that for a couple weeks. But hell, dude.
Congratulations.
Thank you for being a part of this with me because this podcast got us right over it. So thank you all for joining. You guys are 3 million views. That's crazy.
Congratulations, my man.
Well, there we go. So let's keep going on this. And this is what I love. Again, this is why we started this podcast because you and me, I feel like out of all my friends, is the most level-headed and will have like the most open opinion.
Yeah.
Like I feel like out of all my friends, you were the only person who liked Robert Pattinson as being casted as Batman. Because you had an open mind about it.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what this is going to be like.
Every other person I talk to, the sparkly vampire. And I'm like, no. What do we live in? 2002? No.
Like, I'm curious to see what he brings to the table. He might bring something new.
You know what? My mom had the best reaction to it. You know what she said? She goes, so wait, he was a vampire and now he's an actual bat. And I said, That's how you got it. That's how you got it.
That's a great one.
It's like, guys, let's have an open opinion. Ben Affleck got casted as Batman. I remember I was hyped. Everyone's, oh, that's terrible. He was Daredevil. That was from 2000 whatever.
I mean, did I like him as Batman? There's things I liked about him.
Mm-hmm.
He brought his own flair to
and that's what's
role.
great about all these. And that's why we can have these great things. Like, what's your favorite video game of all time? Like, just off the top of your head. What's one of your favorite?
God of War.
There you go. Not my personal favorite. It's in top 10 probably, but
yeah,
I see why.
I mean, like right off the bat, that's a little hard. Yeah, but I'd probably say
which
God of War.
Ragnarok now, which we haven't seen each other since.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that in a second, but yeah.
I know what you mean. I know what you're thinking. We'll talk about that. But yeah, it's funny how, like, I wish more of the world thought like us. And I wish more of the people, like, you could have a conversation with someone and they'd be like, oh, you know, like my Last of Us Part 2 review has death threats, hate. Mulan, my live action Mulan review. I loved the film. I loved it. I have multiple death threats on there. It's one of my most disliked videos because I said it was amazing. Oh my God, it's so terrible, blah, blah, blah. It's nothing like the original. That's the point, guys. It's not supposed to be.
So, like as far as I'm concerned, that was my biggest gripe with remaking movies is that they're literally the same. Or like the live action movies, like, okay, cool. They're the same movie, same everything, just with real characters and realistic animations.
And look at Lion King. I hate that film.
Yeah.
I hate that film. You know why? It's the exact same fucking movie. Why would I want to watch the live action one? Why can't I just watch the older one? They're the exact same film, but one's better and one's not.
And doesn't it also like give a weird feeling that one you love more as a cartoon and then you want to make it realistic?
Yeah, it's like that's why I like Mulan, because Mulan was different for the most part. It had homages, but it was different for the most part, and that's why I liked it. Like, what other films have ever been remade and we're like, oh my God, they're remaking that? Planet of the Apes, good version.
Yeah,
different, but also stayed to the same style, and it was fantastic.
Yeah,
that trilogy is amazing. It's flat out amazing.
It is. It's a really good sci-fi movie.
And that's why it is, like, anytime I watch someone's review or I ever hear someone's thoughts and they're like, I really like that. Sometimes when I go see a movie with you, I am absolutely shocked every time I see a movie with you. He is the pickiest person when it comes to a film. Like, every film we've ever seen, I'll literally sit there in the theater and I'm like, I think he doesn't like this. And the same thing with my girlfriend. We watch movies and I'm like, I can tell she's not gonna like this. I can tell she's not gonna like this because you know someone so well. Sometimes you catch me off. Same thing with her. Sometimes she catches me off guard as well. Sometimes my dad catches me off guard. My dad's rewatching all the MCU films right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought he was gonna love Civil War.
Yeah.
Fucking hated it. I was like, what? But he loves the first Avengers. And I was so.
I like Civil War way better than the first.
That's what I'm saying,
my personal
dude.
opinion.
That's what I'm saying. I thought he was gonna love Civil War. So it's so crazy to see all these different categories moving in different particular lights. You know?
Yeah.
And it's so interesting to see how that's going. There are many people who do not want a live action Spider-Verse, which is one of our topics today, and there are people who do want one.
Yeah.
But it's like we have to stay open-minded in this because, again, when it comes to Marvel, anytime they announce something, I can't give them flack. I might not like it, but have they failed me yet? Really, on a huge level, have they failed me at all?
No, because they've entertained you.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Have they failed of you yet?
No, because they've entertained me plenty of times.
What studio has failed you?
Dude, off the top of my head, that's a hard one. Because honestly, like, I have my critiques on so many different companies that, like, example, EA.
Oof.
Perfect example.
How many times have they fucked the game for you?
Plenty of times. Have they failed me? At this point, yeah, because they're consistently not giving me something I like. But have they pleased me before? Have they actually produced something where I can say, yes, I actually liked it? Yes.
Yeah. And that's every studio. And again, I love doing this podcast with you. I love coming here and there.
Yeah. When we have time.
Every other
between
week
two jobs, you.
Two jobs for you, school.
Yeah.
We find time.
Yeah.
And that's why I love doing this every single week or every single time we can and making time on these Thursdays to do it because you're like the most open-minded person.
Yeah. I try to be as much as possible.
We all try to be. And that's why, like, I mean, like, for me, my girlfriend, if she wasn't open-minded, I mean, we'd probably kill each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like with you, whoever you end up marrying, or if they're not open-minded, someone's going to get killed in the relationship, right?
No,
to a certain
it
extent.
Wouldn't even get to that point. I just moved on. I'm like, man.
And that's the thing. Like if she was like, if she goes, ew, you like coffee? What would you say?
Yeah, I like coffee.
And what if she goes, you can never drink that again?
Fuck off.
There you go. Fuck off.
Go take a hike. You're like,
Go take a hike.
You're not gonna tell me how to live my life. I decide that on my terms.
Yes.
But I'll keep like if you come to me like you should stop drinking coffee, all right. Give me a reason. Like,
yeah.
Let's open like don't come off the bat be like you can't drink coffee. I'm like, no, you're not gonna tell me what. But if you come like, you shouldn't drink coffee. All right, why?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a suggestion. All right, now I'm open-minded. Give me some suggestions. Don't come off the bat just tell me one thing and another.
Don't.
I'll keep an open mind if you want to explain yourself.
Yeah,
though.
It definitely is. And if anyone can guess, and I want to say this, I have like a bunch of giveaways to do once I hit 15,000 subs. I will give you a digital code to one of the movies I have. If you can guess what are like why we have this podcast set up like this. There's a show that we both really love. We're not going to say the name of it, but there's an homage to why we have it set like this. If you can figure that out, you get a digital code.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
but here's also another thing. What I also want to point out is like if the death threats thing.
Yeah.
About your review because you like something.
Yes.
Like people need to stop with that shit.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, if someone doesn't agree with your personal opinion, and that's a key word here, very, very important word, opinion, because opinions are not facts.
No, but you know what though? That's what makes us. That's what makes
exactly. So if it's an opinion, don't be sending death threats. Mm-hmm. Just be like, all right, you don't like it. Maybe put in that comment
why
so you can.
You like it?
How about this? How about you come off as an intelligent person and tell your reasons why you don't like this?
I didn't like this. I didn't like that. That's cool. We can disagree.
I mean, if you just come off with a death threat, you just automatically sound
dumb.
Yeah, you just sound dumb and very unintelligent because all you can think up is a death threat. You can't even explain yourself why you came up to sending a death
or the
threat.
Other thing, Disney's paying you. Bitch, if Disney was paying me, I'd have more fucking equipment.
I wish a company was paying me like that.
Dude,
for just talking.
And that's the funny thing. Some guys like, you never give Disney bad reviews. Did no one watch my Artemis Fowl review this year? I literally shit all over that film. I fucking shit on that movie.
And then people be like, oh, that's just one movie.
And then I'm like, let's go look at the back category. Let's scroll through.
Let's go back to all the movies.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't review shit. Like Hubie Halloween, the new Adam Sandler film on Netflix. Yeah. Someone was like, why aren't you gonna review it? I'm gonna tell you right now, I have no interest in reviewing it because it wasn't good. I liked some parts of it, but it's a movie.
But here's also the important thing. He didn't do a review. However, he still watched it.
And that's the thing. If you follow me on the stuff, like I say, you get more content. That's what I'm a content creator. I create content for you guys. And also for me. I gotta go sane in some ways, you know.
It's like, what's the point of throwing out a review that's not even worth...
Well, it's like right now I'm covering 3 film festivals, pretty much.
Jesus.
Like, I'm fucking tired. And guess what? I want to play video games.
Look at the bags underneath both of our eyes.
Eyes, bags, all that stuff. Dude, like, I'm playing Mafia Definitive Edition right now. And the guy has bigger bags than me, and I'm like, damn, he tired. He trying not to get whacked.
That's a mob bus, though. You work in the mob. That's a different kind
We're working in the mob, pretty much. This comment section is like the mob. So, all right. Do you have anything else to add, or do you want to move on to the next topic?
No, we can move on to the next topic.
So I do want to get into the Spider-Man stuff right now.
All right, let's go.
Just because breaking news, Benedict Cumberbatch is officially going to be a part of Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
Which here's the thing, Tyler doesn't stay in the movie news stuff. So some of the stuff I'm about to...
It's so hard.
So this is why we do this. Because then I surprise you.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's one other person who got officially casted in this film.
Okay.
So you probably are like, they're doing Spider-Verse? Like, you wouldn't expect that after Far From Home, right?
Yeah, that's...
So, you remember Amazing Spider-Man 2 when we went and saw that with, like, a big group of people, and Jamie Foxx was in that film as Electro?
Yeah.
He's in the film. He's going to be in Tom Holland's Spider-Man 3.
Electro's back?
Jamie Foxx is coming back to play Electro. He's not going to be blue. He said it's going to be a different version, but 100% badass. So, Electro, Jamie Foxx is coming back to play.
Okay.
Guess what else is rumored? the Green Goblin from Amazing Spider-Man 2, Dane DeHaan,
Yeah.
he's rumored to be coming back. Kirsten Dunst from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is also rumored to be coming in.
Sinister Six?
I don't know. Spider-Verse, though. And now Doctor Strange, who his film was all about multiverse of madness. So, I think there's one thing we need to look at. WandaVision looks crazy. Looks awesome.
Looks very interesting.
Is she the reason the multiverse is destroyed? I think so. And then that affects Spider-Man. And then after Spider-Man, the next film after Spider-Man 3 is Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And he's probably the one that has to put it all back together.
Holy shit.
And Sam Raimi, the guy who directed the original Spider-Man films, is directing that film.
Yeah, and people thought Tenet was confusing.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. Are you excited for a we don't know if this is Spider-Verse, but at this point in time, Doctor Strange going to be in Spider-Man 3 as a main character. Jamie Foxx's Electro is coming back. It's rumored that Dane DeHaan and Kirsten Dunst are both going to be in this film. They're doing Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah.
So
I'd be
shocked.
Yeah.
So I was having a discussion with my friend this morning on the Geeks of the Round Table podcast that I do with him every Thursday morning. And he's not a fan of this. He thinks the way that Far From Home was set up, it didn't look like it was going to be a Spider-Verse film or a Sinister Six film. It looked like it was going to be a personal Peter Park story. This could still be that. We don't know any more information than just what's out there right now. I think we do get a Spider-Verse film. I think it's going to start setting it up in this. And I think the end of the film, we see Garfield or Maguire. What do you think? Do you think we see one of them or both of them at the end of this film? Like a cameo that goes into the next film, which will be Spider-Verse? Or do you think we see Spider-Verse in this film? I don't think we see it in this film. I think it's too big. I think it needs a setup.
I think what they'll probably, like, if I have to poke my personal opinion, what I think they'll do, Max, they like do what Marvel does best when it comes to this kind of stuff. Throw very subtle hints. Yeah. All like either like if you're not paying attention, you will completely miss it kind of thing. Like either it's like dialogue or like something in the background that kind of like hints at it, something like that. That's what I think.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I don't think we get Spider-Verse this movie. I think this movie will set it up. I think Doctor Strange will play a mentor role, probably letting him know the multiverse is fucked up right now.
Or like it's actually a legit thing. And like,
yes. And I think, of course, in the first film for Homecoming, Iron Man was his mentor. Mm-hmm. The second film, it was kind of Samuel Jackson, in a sense, in that mentor role. And now or Mysterio, whichever way you want to look at it. Mm-hmm. And then now the third film, which, the second one ended up on him being pretty much a criminal to the public, which that's the last Marvel film we've got. So we don't know where that goes or anything like that. And J. Jonah Jameson came back. J.K. Simmons came back to play J. Jonah Jameson, which is another multiverse thing. So I think they're tying it in subtly. And I think the end of this film will set that up. But I also want to put this out. I think what we're going to get, because I think we get Kraven the Hunter also in this film. I think we get Scorpion, and I think we get Electro.
It'd be cool to get a Scorpion.
Mm-hmm. Because he's already been introduced. In the first film, one of the criminals he wraps up who goes to the prison with Vulture, that's the guy who's going to play Scorpion. Michael Mando.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but at the end of one of the Spider-Man movies, doesn't Rhino show?
That's Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, so Garfield. I wonder
if we get Paul Giamatti back.
If we get Rhino back.
Dude, do we get Willem Dafoe back as Green Goblin?
Maybe.
Do we get Molina as back as Doc Ock? I mean, the possibilities are open now because right now, how I think the Spider-Verse film is going to go, it's not going to be like the cartoon, the animated film, which is amazing.
No, it's not going to.
Which it needs to not be. But what I think they should do, this is my personal opinion, this is what I would do. Set it up in this film, and then the next film, grab that and go with it. End this film with Garfield and Tobey Maguire, or maybe just one of them. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
And the next film is the Sinister Six. And the Spider-Verse, like some villains from their worlds are in this, and to save the universe, they have to come together. It's because you could have Mysterio, Vulture, Electro, Scorpion, and then we got Mysterio, Vulture, Mysterio, Vulture, Scorpion, and then we need three more. So that would be Electro, and then
Yeah.
we need 2 more after that. So 1, I guess, could be Kraven, if Kraven really is the villain of one of these.
Yeah.
And then you need a 6th one.
Rhino.
Bring it, Rhino, Green Goblin, whoever you, dude, I would love for them to bring back Sandman.
Sandman would be neat.
That's actually the one. So out of all the villains, which one would you want them to bring back? Like to either get a new interpretation of with that same actor? Because I wouldn't mind Paul Giamatti coming back to play a different version of the Rhino.
I would like to see Rhino because I hate when they show something and then they never act upon it. I'd like to see Rhino if we're talking about like already shown.
Now, would you want him robotic or actually the Rhino? I would want him to be the legit Rhino.
Yeah,
from like the comics.
That'd be pretty neat if they were able to do something like that. Lizard would actually be pretty cool too. Lizard
would be cool to bring back. For me, it's Sandman. Sandman's the one character I definitely want to bring back into this world. So it's gonna be interesting. Some people in the comments are throwing in Morbius. Maybe he joins in since he's getting his own film.
Oh, I like Morbius.
And Gabriel says, I think Spider will do a flavor, at least with Electro coming back. I think Jamie Foxx is playing a rebooted version, which is, we know that he is playing a rebooted version of Electro, but why get the exact same actor to play the exact same character in a Spider-Man film? It's just a different version, which they're playing around with that. Someone also said, I've got a hot take. I want a solo Holland Spidey film. Was hoping that 3 would follow mostly him on the run, not a ton of interference from other Spidey characters and Strange, but I'm not mad. And that's how I feel. I'm not mad either about it. I'm more just like, why? It's kind of a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
But Marvel has not failed me yet. And then we also have Venom 2, Morbius. How did those tie in? Is this going to be a part of the multiverse?
Yeah, I was always wondering about that too. Is Venom eventually going to tie in to Spider-Man?
So it's rumored that Tom Holland did film a scene for the second Venom film. But I want to put it this way. I would love if Garfield was the Spider-Man in Venom's world. I would love that.
I would
and
too.
that there's different versions of, because that's pretty much what they're going to go about in, is that there's different versions of Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. I don't think we get both Tobey and Garfield. I think we get one or the other. And I think it will be Garfield. I think Tobey's done with it. I think we could potentially get Tobey in Doctor Strange, because there's rumors that Doctor Strange is going to have different interpretations of different characters. Like Tom Cruise was originally supposed to play Iron Man. So it's rumored he might have a cameo in this film.
Oh, jeez.
It's rumored John Krasinski was supposed to play Captain America. So why not just have him? You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I am all for them. Like, here's my thing about doing all this.
It's confusing.
Not confusing. But the one thing I love most about superhero movies is honestly one of my personal favorite superhero, Wolverine.
Yeah. You think they get Hugh Jackman for Multiverse?
No. I'm just talking about like Hugh Jackman. I love the consistency. Yeah. I love the fact that you've gotten the same actor. Same thing with Robert Downey Jr. Same actor played Iron Man.
Yep. Chris Evans. Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. For me, I like that consistency because you just recognize that it's just like.
Oh, and that's how Tom Holland is now.
Exactly.
He's played. So he's played Spider-Man 5 or 6 times now.
So now that the whole multiverse is coming into play and different interpretations of Spider-Man, to not be able to have that consistency is going to be weird.
Yeah, which I agree. I don't want this to be like, though. I mean, personally for me, I'd want Garfield, Tom Holland, team up. We kind of get a sense of closure for Garfield's world. Maybe if Maguire's in it too, get a sense of closure for his world, because both those movies kind of never got their closure.
Yeah.
And then Tom Holland is officially like, he is official, but right now nothing changes it. He is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then, because this is the plan, this is the rumored plan from the beginning. Tom Holland, there's 3 films of him in high school, 3 of him in college, 3 of him after college. Which in a sense, that's what, 2 times 9, which would be 18 years of him playing Spider-Man. I think he's going to break the record, because Hugh Jackman right now has the record of playing Wolverine the longest time. I think Tom Holland will eventually have that.
Jeez, how many years did...
2000, so 16 years or so.
Holy shit.
Somewhere around there. 16, 17 years.
So, that's crazy to think about.
And it's crazy to think about, and that's my thing, like, and it's like they're eventually going to recast Wolverine.
Oh yeah, they have
and
to.
That's
inevitable.
And that's fine with me. Yeah. Because I got And that's my thing. I never have a problem when a series is done and you want to recast. I get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. It's like his story is done as Wolverine. We don't need him to come back. Now, don't get me wrong. He show up in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, shit bricks.
Yeah, shit bricks, man. Shit bricks. Which I do hope whatever cameos they have for that, they don't even announce.
Yeah.
I want it to be a surprise. And that's why this Spider-Man film, I'm a little sad that Doctor Strange is announced. I know it's a little bit tough to hide stuff on set, but come on now. Why announce it? Same with Electro. Like, he must play a bigger part in the film than we know. So, and Spider-Man's supposed to start filming later this week, next week, early. So we don't know where that's going to go. It's going to be interesting. Talking about one more Marvel thing I didn't put in the notes. There is a big rumor about Deadpool finally getting something in the MCU. Ryan Reynolds is apparently rumored to be signing the biggest MCU contract yet to appear in multiple films, and the biggest one yet. The highest one right now is 9 films, which is Winter Soldier has that one.
Jeez.
And I think Spider-Man, I think Tom Holland might have the next one after that. But yeah, so it's rumored that he might sign like a 12 picture deal to play Deadpool, whether it's his own films or cameos or what. That's smart. My only thing I want to know, I want his companion still.
Yeah.
I want Deadpool, I want Vanessa, I want Domino, I want Cable. I don't think you can recast everyone without people getting pissed. Especially me, who like really loves that character. I want his adventures and where we know him as a character to still come into play.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Multiverse of Madness, easiest way to bring him into the universe.
I mean, it's the easiest way.
Yeah. Once you introduce the multiverse, anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
And now with Jamie Foxx coming to play Electro, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And we're getting our Moon Knight casting soon as well.
I'm interested to see what happens with Moon Knight.
Yeah, because everyone's been cast. She-Hulk's been casted. Miss Marvel's been casted. Now we're just waiting on Moon Knight, which is supposed to start filming this year as well. So that's a thing coming out any sort of day now. So let us know down below, guys, in the comments what your guys' thoughts are. Kind of just looking in the chat. It seems like everyone...
you don't even need to tell people.
Everyone's freaking out.
Don't even need to tell people.
Yeah, everyone's freaking out, man. Everyone's freaking out. All right, so moving in, video games now. It's a big thing. Next gens.
What do you want to start off with this crap?
Well,
shoot.
We both have our PS5 pre-order.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Very bitch, but I got you one. I have my Xbox Series X pre-ordered. It's crazy. It's like, it sucks because we waited for the pre-orders for so long, but also isn't it just great that like it's almost here? You know, it's not like we pre-ordered it back in March.
It's next week. They're like, oh shit, ding, it's here. That's what it's gonna feel like. This
is the biggest launch lineup ever for consoles too.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is video games in general are the biggest thing right now for people because of the whole lockdown. Everybody's staying at home.
Besides graphic wise, I think that was the biggest change from the PS3 to the PS4.
Yeah.
And the Xbox to the Xbox One.
Agreed.
Is the graphics.
Yeah.
This time around, the graphics have peaked at this point.
Yeah, you're getting
really, really
gameplay,
good graphics, performance. That's what these consoles are shooting for
frames
now.
per second
frames
too.
Per second.
Which is a really, really important thing.
George was asking me, why haven't you replayed Last of Us yet? I'm like, because I'm waiting. Like, I tried the permadeath thing. I already got pissed at that. But I want to play it again on my PS5.
Yeah.
With that upgrade they're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know that.
That's why I was
have you seen the gameplay of people putting in older games? So like the Xbox Series X is backwards compatible. So someone put in GTA 4 and it ran 60 frames per second. No update, no nothing. 60 frames per second.
I don't understand how that's possible. That's so crazy.
Someone did Modern Warfare 2. Same thing. 60 frames per second, Modern Warfare 2.
How the fuck?
So it's able to adapt these things. So that's my thing. I'm so excited to see the other games. Ghost of Tsushima on 60
I was going to say.
Oh my God.
I can't. That's why.
The online comes out next week.
Yeah.
I'm so excited
I'm excited to finally play. So next gen, yes, and also be able to play.
And that's what's exciting for you is because you missed a lot of games on this generation. So now you can play them.
And I missed a lot.
But you know what I mean? Like Ghost, you missed out on Ghost.
I missed the only 2 games I truthfully missed out on were Ghost and Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of backstory on like my whole console journey of like this generation. Originally had a PS4 when it first dropped. Had that thing literally pretty much up until last year.
Yeah.
Never had the jet engine sound.
Never had that either.
Yeah,
no.
had the original controller, everything, and I got rid of it because I was thinking about getting a Switch at the time.
Which you did get a Switch.
And I did. And GameStop was doing this trade-in value thing for a Switch, and I wasn't playing my PlayStation as much. And I thought I could do it. What?
Finish your thing. We got breaking news.
Just go ahead.
GameStop announces a multi-year partnership with Microsoft to expand our physical and digital omni-channel ecosystem and enhance our retail tech infrastructure to create the ultimate gaming destination for gamers. Read more here. I'm gonna keep reading. This is big.
Yeah, that's
Microsoft
huge.
and games. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading while you're going on your story.
No, keep on going. This is way more important. That's crazy.
Let's see. Additionally, okay, it did. So multi-year. So when does this start? Today announced that it has entered a multi-year with over 5,000 plus retail stores worldwide in its world-class e-commerce platform. GameStop leverages its vast customer network, power-up rewards, and yada, yada, yada. Throughout this partnership, GameStop will standardize the company's business operations on Microsoft's cloud solutions and hardware products to deliver a rich new digital experience to customers, creating the ultimate gaming destination for gamers and its vision to be the premier omni-channel customer access point for video game products. GameStop's coming back, baby. I know people talk shit about GameStop.
Holy no.
And earlier this year,
everybody has a right to talk shit about GameStop.
They do.
Because like they completely screwed them over, but we also did it to ourselves. We knew what GameStop was doing.
Additionally, associates will be equipped with new Microsoft Surface devices that will transform the in-store experience and help unlock new retail experience in the future. The mobility of the Microsoft Surface will allow associates to move freely within the store footprint, meeting the needs of customers faster and more efficient. Microsoft Surface devices have already been an important part of digital monetization overall. As a part of its transformation, GameStop plans to roll out Microsoft 365 and Microsoft Teams to its store, empowering more than 30,000 store associates with the enhanced productivity and collaboration tools with Teams. This is fucking huge.
Yeah, this is insane.
Following decades as an essential provider of Microsoft gaming platforms and services, GameStop has expanded its Xbox family of product offerings to include Xbox All Access, which provides an Xbox console and 24 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to players with no upfront cost. GameStop and Microsoft will both benefit from its customers' acquisition and lifetime revenue value of each gamer brought into the Xbox ecosystem. Holy shit.
That's massive.
Jim Bell, GameStop's chief financial officer, commented, "We believe Microsoft integrated retail technology performance will enable the continued development of our frictionless omni-channel digital environment, providing customers with an exceptional cross-channel experience for all things video gaming." Mr. Bell continued, "By standardizing on Microsoft 360 and Dynamic 365 All Access with Microsoft Surface devices at our fingertips, we will be able to create a better connection with our associates and provide with the powerful new tools to deliver rich and engaging experiences."
Interesting.
Holy shit.
It's actually kind of cool how technology
Shout
works.
out to Christian Eulenberg, who runs Film Optics. He sent me that.
Shout out to you, my man.
Also, that's what he also sent me.
That's funny. Giant ass PS. Yeah, that's crazy. So, finish up my story. That is insane.
Yeah.
That is saving GameStop as a company.
That literally is saving them. Because as people don't know, they were closing 400 stores this year.
That's saving GameStop as a company. And I mean,
literally right now,
it's been like GameStop
was
on the downhill for a long time.
That's the thing. No joke. Microsoft just saved them.
Yep.
Microsoft literally just saved them and said, "We got your back."
That's crazy. Oh yeah. So like, really fast.
Also, there's 18 people that have liked this. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, those 18 people.
Yeah.
Really quickly to finish up my story. Traded in my PlayStation versus Switch to get in like some kind of store credit.
Literally have the Switch for what? A day?
No, like for a week. Didn't like it.
Just wasn't for you.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. I'm much more of a sit down for a few hours and then just like leave.
Which is crazy because the Switch is technically that.
Yeah.
But the games, I think it's the games that
weren't
much your flavor.
It's definitely much more of a game library that they have.
Yeah.
So I sold it on offer for same price that I got it for. And then my brother was thinking about getting a new Xbox at the time. Yep. And I told him I'd buy him his old one off of him.
Yep.
Paid a little bit of money for that one. And then that's how I have the Xbox. And yeah, I have more problems with the Xbox than I did with my original PlayStation since from day one. So that is why I just like, PS5, I'm going back to my home console. So yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's really the only two games I really missed out were Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Pretty much, but going back to the games now.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story. I love when you share it.
Oh, well,
it's quite a journey.
Oh, yeah. Backwards journey, in my opinion.
A backwards journey. But dude, this is fucking huge. Which is funny. I guess this kind of gets right into what Xbox just purchased. Also, what last week or the week before that, Bethesda.
Yeah.
Well, they technically purchased ZeniMax, which owns Bethesda, ID Software, all them. First off, what this does now is all those games are going to Game Pass, which just enhances what Game Pass is. Game Pass also is working with EA Access. So now they get all for no additional price.
Yeah.
This is literally the best gaming deal you can possibly get. So now for Xbox Access, you get every EA game, every Bethesda game, every Microsoft game, and all first day. You don't have to buy them anymore.
Yep.
That's why I'm buying a Series X. Because if I want to play, I don't know, what's an EA game besides Star Wars?
Dead Space.
Dead Space. So say a new Dead Space coming out. I'm kind of iffy on it, That's never gonna happen. Let's get announced right when we're done with this.
Yeah,
dude. Me and my friend Ren, who did the Geeks of the Round Table, we make a joke about it. Every single time we stop filming, the next hour something drops. The Doctor Strange thing was the thing that dropped.
Jesus.
Literally last week it was Electro.
That's fine.
Every single time. The week before that it was Miss Marvel's casting. It's just consistently something.
Yeah.
So that's probably gonna happen to us because I also feel like that happens too.
I was talking about GameStop and that news happened.
Fuck, man, I can't believe that. That's fucking crazy. But Xbox purchasing Bethesda is huge because they have Doom. Doom Eternal's now on Game Pass.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Doom, Skyrim, Fallout, Prey, Dishonored. And there's so much more than that. And we're not even, that's just scratching the surface. The fact that they now own all that.
Yeah.
The thing is here, Xbox is going more for a bigger crowd. They're bringing, they want to bring everyone in. Now, if this cloud service starts to really take off.
I look at what it seems like to me, compare and contrast. And then this is how I'm looking at it, my opinion. It's almost because for me, I think that just PlayStation has more of a quality towards their games. Xbox seems like they're going for, again, like you said, the mass majority of people, right? And then PlayStation is more of like that connoisseur kind of person or gamer that wants to sit down, enjoy a very well-crafted, story-driven game.
100%.
Which, I mean, has, in both aspects, has their pros and cons. PlayStation is going to alienate a lot of people, but what they'll bring is a stronger fan base.
Yep.
Xbox is going to be able to bring in so many new people because you have so many games underneath one name.
That's what and they're both going for different things.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll still give it. Sony has the best exclusives. Yeah. But I think Microsoft has the best deal.
Best deal because of the variety and the amount of content you're getting.
If Sony will go and really invest in PlayStation now and make that the next thing, because they announced that PlayStation Classic thing, which has like Bloodborne and stuff for free, and that's cool. Dude, that's really cool.
If they that's like there's, you want to talk about good original games, Crash Bandicoot,
dude. I want to get Force so bad.
From PS1. Oh yeah, all of those games are so.
The remasters are the exact same though, and they're so beautiful. But that fourth one that just came out, it looks so fucking fun. I was watching this gamer play it, and he goes, "I'm the best
from PS2."
Fuck, Deadlock, man.
There's so many. Yeah. So I mean, even if PlayStation is able to get all of their original games to be cross-compatible or backwards compatible, Xbox still has a bigger library. They still do.
Always.
Xbox has way too many different properties.
Oh, 100%.
Way too many.
I'm really curious though. I mean, we talk about there's no console war, but I mean there is. Between companies. For us, it should just be we get all this good shit. Yeah,
it's just competition.
And that's why I buy both consoles. One, because I want to be able to invest and tell people
I was gonna say is the best. You can give your personal recommendation.
But most people are only going to be able to get one.
Yeah.
Or for me, I'm always going to say PS5 because exclusives and all that. But if you're someone who doesn't care about the Spider-Man, that stuff,
I don't even go that far. And something like this, I do exactly as I kind of always do. It's like if someone asks me, "Is what should I get?" I'm like, you should go, well, like, this is how I'm looking at it. This is what Xbox is. This is for, I mean, in my opinion, Xbox seems more like you have, if you're a gamer, where you've spent a lot of time when you have a lot of free time to sit down and play games.
Yep.
In my opinion, right now, Xbox is the way to go. You are going to be able to pay that subscription, and you have, to your heart's content.
Netflix. It's pretty much Netflix.
Netflix on steroids.
But that's what I'm saying. You know that cloud thing right now that they have with your phone?
Well, that's
stuff?
what, but here's, so you have that, right?
Yeah.
You have so much to choose from. If you don't really care for that, because in my opinion, I'm getting a PlayStation because I'm not a gamer like that. I don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to sit down for 2 hours, 3 hours max a day to sit down and enjoy one good game. That's why Cyberpunk for me. I don't need to pay that subscription for
because you're just gonna play Cyberpunk.
Well, like not.
I mean, and I'll say other than that, you get me scared when you play games because when you're in a game,
I get really into it, and that's I'm not a person to jump all over the place with different games. I like to sit down and just enjoy one game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. That's why I'm getting a PlayStation. I don't need that subscription and all that kind of stuff.
No.
That's how I go about it. For me, if someone is like, what should I get? I'm like, well, I tell you them exactly just like that. It's like, if you're a person that's going to be playing a lot of games, probably chilling with your friends a lot, maybe Xbox is the way to go. But I can tell you right now, go with your friends. If you're a person that likes to play with their friends online, ask your friends, what are you guys getting? Go with that one.
Yeah.
If you're not person that really cares for online playing with your friends.
Yeah. And also, if you want both, get fucking both. Save your money.
I was going to say, if you can afford both, then shit, get both.
Yeah. The only reason I can't, I saved that damn tax return. I literally saved that damn tax return.
Did you really?
I literally saved my whole thing. I literally saved the whole tax return and put it towards it. And I had a ton left over still, too. I find out how to write stuff off.
You ass.
Figured that out. Wrote off some stuff I probably shouldn't have, but... Well, I used it for videos, so I guess I wrote off all my equipment and stuff like that. So it's like a real business.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, man. And we are literally, like I said, going back to my point with the PS4 and the Xbox One X. Those seemed like the build-off platform. Like the PS4 was technically a little bit of a professional boost from the PS3. The PS3 was actually almost as strong as that. The biggest difference is it was hard to make games for the PS3.
Yeah, it was very limited for when it was made into where it was now.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you go to Xbox, same thing. It was pretty much just a little bit of a boost. Well, from the 360, it was a bigger boost just because the 360 was made way before the PS3. This next generation is that next level thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a step up. It's a big up.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm interested in, because I forgot to show you this, Godfall, or is it God? No, it's Demon Souls. Now, Demon Souls is made by a smaller studio. It's not made from whoever makes the software. Games. It's made from Bluepoint, who does all the remasters for Sony, which they do a really good job at that.
Yeah.
They made Eco, they did Shadow of the Colossus, they've done a lot of games, so they've proven themselves. And Demon Souls Demon Souls literally looks like one of the best games.
Demon Souls looks like it was made from the ground up. It looks like
it's insane.
Beautiful.
The issue I have with the game now, I don't know if you read this, you have to choose if you want to play in 60 frames or if you want 4K. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm playing fucking 60 frames.
Yeah, 60 frames.
1080, because I would rather play them more smoother.
Well, so that's what I'm saying.
Why can't it do both?
It might be a performance thing.
It might be a performance thing, or it might just be the studio smaller.
I was going to say, I don't think it's what the PlayStation is able to do. I truthfully think it's more of like what the game
because that's my thing. Godfall is rumored to be 4K 120 frames.
Yeah. And just also the movement and the style of it, it'd be hard to really be able to push it that much. I don't know. I'm not.
We've seen, I'll put it this way. We've seen Ratchet and Clank. That game looks insane.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see where we're all heading in this direction.
Yeah.
Right now. And this is why we're excited. So going in, next generation, it's right around the corner. We both are ready for this. Super hyped. There's a first day. Cyberpunk does not count. But if, I know we talked about you might wait to get a couple games. What game are you going to pick up first day, though? Out of the Demon Souls, the Call of Duties, the Assassin's Creeds, the Spider-Man.
I'm not getting Assassin's Creed, unfortunately.
I'm just really happy for that. I'm really, really optimistic.
I'm optimistic, but for me,
you can say if you want to get Ghost of Tsushima, that counts too. I'll put that in there.
I don't know what I'm gonna get. Truthfully, I want to say Demon Souls because I just want something refreshing. Just because I don't really feel like
you're gonna buy a second controller just in case.
No, dude, I've never broken a controller.
Yeah.
Truthfully,
neither have I've broken one.
I've never broken a controller. Like I said, I had the original PlayStation controller that came with my original PlayStation controller. And when I ended up giving it to GameStop, it was in a better condition than when I originally bought it because the right trigger got stuck. The spring got stuck, and it was sticking. And I was like, "Well, I'm like, let me see if I can fix it."
Yeah.
And unscrewed the back, popped that little thing off, removed one of the screens, and then it became a better trigger than it was before.
And there you go.
So
that's beautiful.
I don't break. I'm really nice with my things.
I try not to break it.
I don't like spending money.
Yeah. So let's talk about the big game though. Cyberpunk. Well, to answer that question that I just asked you, Spider-Man's my most anticipated thing to play on the damn console before Cyberpunk.
Yeah, if anything, I'm definitely Demon Souls.
But then Demon Souls, and then if we're just talking about third party, I don't care about Call of Duty to be honest, but when it comes to zombie modes, that's my favorite thing.
Yeah, and I'll even say it right now, I'll even eat my own words so people know it. Like on the record, probably gotta give this COD.
Even though a couple podcasts ago you said I'm not getting it.
There's been people can go back to the catalog if they really wanted to, and they can find so many times where I'm like, fuck COD, hey COD, not getting it, done with it, and I end up playing it. COD's just like one of those things, like Starbucks coffee.
Oh,
like it's not good, but it's coffee. It's coffee nonetheless. I'll take it. So probably I'll probably eventually getting it. I don't know if I'll get it day one. We'll see. Yeah, but
we'll find out.
So Cyberpunk, so it's officially gold. It's finally in production.
It's done. It's fucking done.
At this point, I'm just like the hype for it is like it's kind of gone in a way for me in the sense of like, all right,
just give me the game.
I just need the game now. Like it's cool. Like
pretty much a month or a month and a half from now, we'll have it.
Oh yeah, so like that's also the realization of it all. Is like that's kind of crazy to think about. Like it's literally gonna be next week. It's like, oh,
here we go,
next generation.
Yeah,
I just like
I'll still contend this, and I know you'll be able to play it on the PS5 if you want the PS4 version. I still contend. I think they should have pushed it back just to go with the next gen. But I don't know how far along that is. I don't know.
I think they did this in a smart way where it's like we're going to release it because we want people to play it now. People have been waiting too long. It's going to run basically
the hype is
as good.
The hype is as high as it's going to be.
Yeah, I think they also know that like truthfully, in my opinion, I think CD Projekt Red as a studio knows that like releasing it for people on this current generation, not next gen, PS4, Xbox, whatever it is, because
and when that next gen version come out, it's probably gonna be even more polished.
I think it'll be more polished, but it's going to be more of those things where like
it's tiny details.
It's tiny details that make the whole picture that much better. Where you could really like you didn't mind playing it back then, but now that you have it here, you're like,
well, did you see the Spider-Man remaster? So if you buy Miles Morales, you spend the $20 extra to get the Spider-Man remaster. Now I was going back and forth if I was really going to do that because I already own the game.
Yeah, I'm
going to do it because they from the ground up took the game again. They've from the ground up redid all. So like they showed gameplay of him. So usually when you run on the walls, like on a building, you want to see a reflection. This time you literally see the reflection all behind you and you running, you sitting on it, you swinging through. They showed on car windows, you would see Spider-Man swinging. Yeah. So it like they literally rebuilt it. That's a remaster. I think that's a remaster.
That's a remaster. And I think that is what this current generation is going to really emphasize. Because like we talked about earlier in this live stream, this generation is not really worried about graphics. Graphics are as good as they're going to get. Well, I think they're really going to focus on it and try to make games look better and without really worrying about graphics is getting the small details, making things feel more realistic. Like example, fire or water, things where it's like, if you were to glance at it, like, wait a second, is that a movie or is that a game? Like stuff like that. Perfect example is Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
Like the game is like the graphics are good, but really what makes that game that amazing is the small little details. And I think that'll probably be one of the big one of the big points on this generation.
Definitely. So going in, let's finish up with some of the roundabout. Some games that are coming out later in the future. We have Halo Infinite, which nothing more about that really came out, but we know that's coming. Gear 6 isn't gonna come out. That'll probably be in the next 2 years.
It's coming.
Fable, the new Fable game's coming out. Nothing really on the Microsoft side that we know about, but Sony announced, they showed some more stuff for Resident Evil 8, which that game's
Village looked.
I'll say this.
Wow.
I really liked 7. I liked 7, but I think it died a bit towards the end of the game.
Agreed.
8 looks fucking amazing.
8 looks really interesting. I want to see how they're going to be able to get. I hope they're. Let me reframe this sentence. I hope they're able to get the sense of like dread and scare during the day. Like it's so hard to make you feel scared during the day because it's nighttime's easy. You can hide things during the day.
Yeah.
But to feel like an intense, like unsafe feeling, like something's wrong here during the day is really hard to do.
Yes.
And that's what Village is really
because
really
it looks
about.
like it's consistently gonna scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, or just make
And
you
be
feel
intense.
at ease.
Now I will say
Or uneasy.
I don't love the first person stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, but it makes it more centered, more grounded. That's how, like, example, what's that one horror game? There's so many. Yeah, Outlast is like, and there's another one. Amnesia?
Yes. The one through like the corridors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which again makes it very interesting to see what they'll go with that. But Resident Evil 8's, honestly, I'm happy it's beginning of next year.
Yeah.
So we're not waiting that long. Ratchet and Clank's also going to be the beginning of next year,
But
which is big. Which then means Horizon Zero or Horizon Forbidden West is probably during the summer.
yeah.
Which think about this. You know how Sony was doing 2 exclusives per year?
Yeah.
They're doing fucking 3 because you know what also comes out next fall? God of War.
Oh, shit.
2021.
Yeah, that's right. Ragnarok.
So let's talk about Ragnarok. So no gameplay, no nothing. We got a
Nothing.
title. That's it. I will say this.
Mad about it.
Feels a little dumb to not just even show a CGI trailer.
Or just show, like, if, say, like, Kratos and Atheus or Loki are, like, have a different look to them in this game. Just show, just show them walking and, like,
with, like,
just, like,
a fucking torch.
yeah.
And
or
I would have been... And then they swipe something that says Ragnarok.
Yeah, or just something small where you can barely, like, you can just see it a little bit, but not the whole thing.
That's
what I want. I don't want.
I hate when they do. That reminds me of Frozen.
Table, dude.
Like, but again, I will say this,
and
I'm happy we have a date. I'm happy we have a year and a time period of when it's coming out.
Agreed.
Because then that shows me one, the game's almost done. We got
to a certain
Second, they're going for game of the year again. If it's coming out in November, they're definitely going for it because it's going to be out November, October time. And third, I think this was a little bit. I think showing it at the very end because it was the very last thing they showed. This was Sony being like, "Hey, we've shown you all this great stuff. Here's one more thing you should be excited about."
Yeah, I just hope that they don't wait too long to show something more.
No, I think Game Awards. I think the Game Awards will be when we first get maybe the first trailer, if not a little bit of gameplay.
Like, honestly, I don't even need game. Like, I just need some. Like, give me just something to chew on.
So
give me something.
This is Ragnarok. This is the end of the gods. This is when they kill everyone. This is when they're supposed. So does Kratos kill?
Well, here's my thing. Is this the end?
They said they were doing 3.
That's what I'm saying. Because, shit, what's after Ragnarok?
Dude, so what if they're going to Asgard? Like, that's this game, is they're going to Asgard and they fucking destroy it. And then the gods are living among them in the third game.
I don't know.
And I have a question. Does Kratos die by the end of this trilogy? And Atreus or Loki becomes the main character? By the next, because they've already talked about that they want to touch into the Egyptian, which we want the Egyptian.
Dude, they want to touch into a lot of mythologies, Egyptian and also Japanese.
Yep.
Which
I'm gonna be honest. I think I would rather them touch on Egyptian first, just because we've gotten Sekiro.
I was gonna say 100% would much rather have Egyptian than Japanese right now. And I love Japanese lore and stuff like that. But we need God of War and Egyptian.
Yeah.
Be insane. That'd be so fucking awesome. But yeah, I'm excited for it, but I'm still upset about the whole
Not showing anything.
not really showing anything. Thanks for the release date, but I would like something.
And the guy who's coming back to the score is doing the same thing. The guy who did, I didn't know this, the guy who did Godzilla King of Monsters score is doing this one.
Really?
Yeah, he did the first and this one. So I'm excited. It's all gets me nervous when a sequel's coming out for a game that we really, really loved, because it's always that anticipation of, will it be as good as the first? And I'm curious what they're going to do, because the first one's very subtle. It has its big moments, but it's a pretty quiet game. And even the ending. The ending ends, and it's just you guys spreading the ashes and walking back down. Now, of course, you get to the cliffhanger ending.
Yeah.
If you walk all the way back. But you know what I mean? Like, most people probably is like, oh, that's it. And then some people probably stop playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it interesting.
Is this one going to be like balls to the wall?
I don't think it's going to be balls to the wall. I think it's still going to be subtle, but I still think it's going to be very, very intense.
What if, okay, so here, if they're going with 3, if they're going for 3, let's say this is the travel for them to go to Asgard or try to figure out, and it'd be Odin.
Do you think they're the reason for Ragnarok?
It might be.
Because they killed some major players.
Yeah. Well, that's my thing. Is like, what if Odin's just now sending in gods to like try to stop them from getting to Asgard, and then the last one is where they finally destroy everything. And here's my question: we will finally get answers in this one or the last one on how they were able to time or switch mythologies.
That's true. Maybe we'll figure that out. How did he jump? Or is in this world it's like you go from here to here? You know what I mean? Like you just sail across and go to that landscape. Maybe those gods own that area.
Maybe.
It's interesting.
That'd be really, really cool.
It's interesting, man. Oh my God.
Any more news updates?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. So let's look at the rest of the topics before we kind of start getting to the Ask Me Anything portion. So guys, make sure to start throwing your questions in right now for anything you guys want to ask us. It could be about anything we're talking about today, video games, Spider-Man, being open-minded. But our last topic is favorite horror films to watch during October. We can kind of just more frame it on favorite horror films.
Green Room.
Green Room is excellent. It's one that everyone should definitely watch. It's one of the most intense films. The box cutting scene.
Yeah, it's good. It's a really good movie.
I want to throw out Don't Breathe. I love Don't Breathe.
It's intense.
That was a great theater experience, which they actually just finished filming Don't Breathe 2. Curious on how that's going to go. Mm-hmm. The guy who wrote the latest Evil Dead is going to do the film.
That's another great movie that is wonderful to watch.
What's your favorite slasher? Who's your favorite slasher?
Like Jason, Freddy, Halloween, probably Michael Myers. Michael Myers?
All right. See, I love Michael, but I go back and forth on Freddy, him, and Texas.
Oh, Leatherface is great.
Yeah,
I think about Texas is that there's too many. They haven't made like a really, really good one.
All of them are kind of crap besides the first one.
Exactly.
Where Freddy, there's like at least 3 or 4 good ones. Yeah, you have
some really good ones.
And Michael, there's like 3 or 4 good ones as well.
There's actually a few good Michael ones.
Really? See, I haven't seen them all. I've only seen pretty much the good ones.
The new one? The new one was really good. The Rob Zombie one was pretty good too.
The very first one's a classic.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Halloween Kills, the next one.
Yeah,
which is supposed to have the highest body count yet.
I'm interested to see that.
I am too.
Yeah, I love Michael. Growing up as a kid, I mean, I guess I'm a little bit biased, but also Freddy. I love Freddy. Jason's awesome. They're all good. They're classics. We haven't had an original slash in a really long time. I don't know. It's crazy when you think about that. We have not had a new slasher like
an icon yet.
That. Yeah.
Personally, for me, the latest horror icon would be Black Phillip from The Witch.
Yes,
that's the latest one.
Yeah, but I'm talking about series though. Like we don't have like an iconic slasher person right now.
I'm trying to think. Like Happy Death Day was a nice like parody of it.
Yeah,
and that was a cool little icon. But again, only got 2 films. Insidious.
Oh, 2 films.
I mean,
I guess
4. There's fucking 4 Insidious films. It's 4 of them.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Conjuring. I guess Annabelle. Okay, but they're not slasher. You know what I mean? So, but those are the big horror franchises.
And those are those are like that's it.
Which talking about those, The Conjuring, man, that first Conjuring film was so good.
The Conjuring. That's a. Yeah,
We saw Conjuring 2 together, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or 3. I miss Conjuring.
No 3 yet. 3 comes out next year. Which, do you want to hear what that one's about?
What's that?
So it's about a guy who says the devil made him kill his family. And they're trying to prove his innocence that demons are real. It's a real court case.
See, that's another thing with horror movies. The more crazy and like more unsettling and like the more people don't want to watch it because it makes them uncomfortable, the more I want to watch it.
Yeah, by the way, someone said The Collector. Is that a...
Oh, yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah. Yeah. Who is that? Who commented to that?
Saul John.
Saul John, yes. I don't know how many movies there are, but yes, that is actually a really good
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah. You should watch those.
I should? Okay.
It was on Netflix for a little bit.
Maybe they still are.
I don't know how many. I
also want to give a shout out to Paranormal Activity. I like a majority of those. I think they're fun. The last one's terrible.
I don't like Paranormal at all. I didn't like any of them.
But you don't like found footage, right? I love found footage. I think it's really cool when it's done right. I love the new Blair Witch. I thought that was really unique.
The Blair Witch was cool, but I don't like the paranormal shit. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. I know, like, Conjuring.
But do you like paranormal movies, like The Conjuring?
Yes,
like that.
Like that. Okay. Yeah, like those.
Which one's your favorite? The first one's still my favorite Conjuring film. Like, out of all the spin-offs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, 100% the first one. The first one is very dark.
Still scary too. And only
it's only PG-13, right?
No, it's hard.
Oh,
dude, they tried getting a PG-13. They edited it down so many times, and the MPAA was like, "It's too scary. It's just gonna be R every time."
Yeah.
So then they just threw back at everything that they took out.
Cool.
Which Conjuring 2, this is what I love about it, is because it's a horror film, but it's also a drama.
Mm-hmm.
It really touches in personally to their lives, which I don't think it's the scariest film ever. I actually think it kind of lacks in that, but I think as a character piece, it's very strong.
It keeps you engaged for sure. And some of the scenes are very like you don't want to watch.
It Follows.
It Follows.
The Witch.
Oh, there's another. There's one movie. I don't know how many there are, but
someone said The Nun was shit, which it was shit. I hated The Nun.
Yeah, I did not like.
There's literally 3 good Conjuring films: Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2, and Annabelle Creation, which is the second Annabelle. The third Annabelle was okay, but I thought it was kind of boring.
Yeah, I didn't really like. Yeah, Annabelle Creation definitely was the best.
It was just like, let's run to this room and see what ghost is in there. Let's run to this room and see what ghost is in there.
So dumb.
Yeah.
The Conjuring, the first one, I love it because there's definitely scenes where it's like you didn't want to like look at the screen.
Yeah.
Because of how unsettling it was. Like, I remember near the end of the movie where it's they're in the basement and you see the feet hang. You're like, no,
no,
one of like
run.
So
and it's those, and that's what I love is the unsettling more than jump scares.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I'm trying to think a film that unsettles me so much. Midsummer. I was just very grossed out the whole time, and then and then Hereditary. A lot of people shit on it. It unsettled me. Because that film went in places that I didn't know it was going to go. Yeah. And that's more of a drama than it is a horror film, 100%. But
I did not like Hereditary. I liked Hereditary after I read into it, understood for what it was. I went back and watched it. For the way the movie is, it's not for me, but I appreciate and understand why people
I still stand by this. The ending was shit.
What?
The ending was crap.
Yeah, it was. But I understood why people were so like scared of this movie, because if you know about it and the way people look at about it, they're seeing this as this family is doomed from the start. They had no control
over anything.
Nothing. This was their fate. There's nothing in that.
And that's an interesting aspect to place into it.
Yeah, but that's a sense of doom where like people see this like this family can't they cannot do anything. Like, what if that was like me? Yep. And that is a very crazy, scary feeling where like, what if your life was like that? Yeah. Where like you had no control over it because your family or your grandma, mom was some crazy
cultist leader, which is crazy. it's like nuts sometimes. And I remember one of my teachers used to say this, was like, you don't know anyone. You could know them your whole entire life. You might not know all their skeletons, which is creepy to know and creepy to think about. And that's what I love about it. It's
also important. I think there is a very much an importance to make sure that you don't tell everybody everything.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have
to just keep things to yourself.
Yeah,
Or
which
something.
again, I love I know now everyone does, but I love it. Midsummer, I loved. I like
love The Witch.
The
And
Witch.
a lot of people don't like The Witch.
I don't know why. A Quiet Place, someone mentioned, another great pick.
Mhm.
Very on your edge of your seat. I cannot wait to see the second one.
Oh shit! I'm sorry if someone even commented to this.
Which
Saw.
no one saw yet. But
No,
that's
no,
another. Which
that's
the new one comes out next year, written by Chris Rock.
Yeah, I
Which
saw that.
Spiral
Really,
looks really interesting. Dude, they could have easily said it's coming out this year, but they pushed it.
Mhm.
Candyman, another one, another great.
Yeah, that's another.
I
one
just
that's
watched the
coming
first
out.
one for the first time, and it was
right.
really unique. And the new one looks cool too.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched. Did you ever watch Haunting of Hill House, the Netflix show?
No, but I saw that they're doing.
I watched
one.
Blind Manor. Yeah, the new one. I saw it already.
How was
It
that?
comes out tonight. So,
All right. Well, we're on air.
Hill House.
What do you think?
Hill
Let
House
people know.
is more scary. Blind Manor, I liked more though. Because it's more of a gothic romance with a horror tone to it. And what it showed me was that every ghost story is technically a love story in some sense. If you look at every ghost story, wherever it comes from, there's some sort of love, whether it's a loved one, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, or it's family love, friend love. There's something that always goes about why that demon or ghost wants to kill someone. And Bly Manor has one of my favorite last shots to a horror film.
Really?
Or horror piece, because it's so, again, the show's more emotional than it is scary. There are scary moments to it, but it's unsettling and it keeps you on edge and you're consistently asking questions and wondering where it's going to go. And while Hill House was doing the same thing, and Hill House I think is technically made better, I liked where Bly Manor went more within all of its stuff. And it's so unique, especially in, that's my favorite type of horror. It's not the stuff that jumps out at you. It's the stuff that makes you think. And what the director of that does, or the creator, Mike Flanagan, who's done, he did Oculus, a really interesting film.
Yeah.
He did Ouija 2, which way better than it should have been. Gerald's Game. He did Doctor Sleep, which loved Doctor Sleep. And, we haven't even talked about The Shining. I mean, The Shining's fucking classic. So it's interesting. And someone said Spiral sort of has Seven vibes. From the movie Seven, which kind of interesting to put into there, man.
I kind of, I can see it. I can see it because I funny they, whoever said that, I just watched the other day like a video on YouTube about how to introduce a villain.
Yeah,
and that was one of the villains. Was like how how to introduce a good villain. It's not like the villain for Seven. He was already introduced from the beginning.
Yep.
And when you see at the end the twist, you're not really shocked, but you are at the same time. Because, I mean...
What's in the box? What's in the box? I've been doing a Fincher rewatch since his new film comes out in December.
Yeah.
I watched Gone Girl again. Loved it. Benjamin Button, I loved. Seven, I actually watched the first time. I'd never seen it. Really? So I loved it. A Fight Club. Fucking... You don't talk about Fight Club.
Don't talk about that. Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange is fucking amazing too.
So off topic, but you just more moves.
Yeah, but keep throwing in those guys. Keep throwing in any horror things. We'll kind of go through them. So going more questions. Someone asked, will this live action Spider-Verse movie plant the seeds for mutants, or will WandaVision do that? I think WandaVision. I think WandaVision is going to be the start of everything.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of this whole Marvel phase, how they do it in phases, I think that's when we'll get the mutants.
Yeah.
I think we get Fantastic Four towards the end of it all. And I think mutants will become, like X-Men and stuff, will become a big part of that. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. When you get a PS5, will you keep your PS4 or your old console? I know I will. So for me, I'm a little bit different than Tyler. I collect a lot. I'm still debating if I'm going to get rid of my PS4, just for the fact of, they say 99% of games backwards compatible. What's that 1%? That's what it makes me think. The same thing as well as maybe my dad wants to use the PS4. Maybe my girlfriend, maybe someone will want to use it. I also have a cool Star Wars edition. So maybe I'll just keep it because it's Star Wars. I don't need to have it plugged in. Yeah. I still have my PS3 because sometimes, because I want to play Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, stuff like that. Right. I am going to keep my Xbox One X though, to just use it as a 4K player. That's the only reason I'm keeping it, because I want to leave my consoles, even though they can play 4K, I want to leave them just for gaming.
So yeah, for Xbox, it's just strictly for
it's cheaper than buying a fucking 4K player at this point.
Is it really?
Yeah.
How much are 4K players?
The one I would want is like $400.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So might as well just keep the Xbox.
Yeah, definitely keep the
So
Xbox.
still working. New Mutants is officially coming to Blu-ray and 4K November 17th. Are you getting it? Probably not.
No.
No. I mean, he doesn't collect movies. Maybe when it's cheaper, because I did like the movie, but I wouldn't pay $30 or something for that. Let's see. Going back to the Snyder Cut, if it comes to Blu-ray, will you hold on to the theater cut? Yeah, because maybe one day I'll be able to sell it. We're excited for the Snyder Cut, though.
I'm so excited for
Yeah, are you caught up on Lovecraft yet?
No.
Can I tell you this? Each episode has gotten better. Dude, episode 6 was...
I'm not doing anything till like
Okay.
8 o'clock today. So
okay, so you should watch them. So I think episode 9 comes out this week, and then there's one more.
Okay.
Okay. 7 was okay. I liked 7, but it's my least favorite. 6 and the one from last week blew my mind. 6 is pretty much a foreign film because it goes to I think Korea. Or no, Vietnam. Sorry, Vietnam.
So did they flesh out? So my only question is, do they flesh out more of Lovecraft's universe, or is it more of just like odd stories and stuff like that?
It's still odd stories.
Yeah.
They flesh out a little bit of it, but they add a really cool twist in the latest episode.
Yeah.
Which adds to the whole like meta thing of Lovecraft.
Okay. Cool.
And you get some Japanese lore in there, or Vietnam lore in there.
Yeah.
That's where I'll leave it.
Cool.
And it has some of the nastiest sex scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's put it this way. Every Lovecraft episode is a different form on horror. So episode 6 is about like Asian culture and their horror of what that is. Episode 7 is kind of like this weird like Doctor Strange type horror, like atmospheric. 7
that's
is
why like okay.
7 is slasher. 7 is or 8 from last week is straight slasher. It's fucking creepy. And then like one of them was body horror. So seeing like body morphing, it's like imagine one of the episodes is The Thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say body horrors. Like when it comes to, it's a great thing I love about horrors. Like there's different types of unsettling horrors. One of my biggest horror like things that like freaks me out is body horror.
Okay,
The Thing freaks me the fuck out.
So imagine
I hate it, but it's also
The Thing
favorite.
Like yeah,
it's my favorite horror movie, but I hate it because of how
let me tell you
uncomfortable it makes me.
Imagine body morphing while having sex. That's what you get.
Oh God. Oh, it sounds so beautifully awfully.
Yeah, dude, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely watch that. Oh, that sounds like
so. Let me go through. I know we had a couple more questions earlier on. Zach, what is your favorite Purge film? 2.
Oh,
2. I'd say 2.
Definitely 2.
Let's see. Someone agree with you. Far From Home was better than Avengers Endgame. I agree with that too. I want Spider-Verse, but I also want live action Miles Morales. Do you think they'll do that? I think maybe not this film, but maybe.
Eventually. Give Marvel enough time.
Definitely. Do you guys like the show The Boys? Love The Boys. And
I still need
this
to watch
person asks, why I hate that The Boys is week to week this year. I don't. It's smart. The reason
Keeps
they
everybody
do
engaged.
Yep, absolutely. And then we'll end on this. It was also a great horror movie, although I didn't like Chapter 2. I loved Chapter 2. I think it's because I read the book, though. I really think it's because I read the book and I knew what to expect. My thing with Chapter 2 is it's pretty much just a giant blockbuster for horror films. And we don't get giant blockbusters like that, you know? Do you like it, the first one?
I loved it, the first one. The second one, I understood for what it was, but I did not.
It was different. It wasn't a straight horror film.
No, there was a little bit more storytelling to it.
Definitely.
Way more story, more fleshing out of
Definitely. It. And I think that's where we can kind of cut it ties this week. So thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode of the podcast. If you guys enjoyed the live stream, make sure if you guys want us to keep doing this way, we will keep doing it. Just leave us down below in the comments. I thought it went well.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I had a blast with you and see you guys soon. So thank you guys. Make sure to stay safe, stay classy, and have a safe Halloween. If we don't come back by then. We should probably do one more before Halloween.
We should. If you don't, everybody stay safe. Go out. If you're going to go out, do whatever your
Whatever you guys
neighborhood
wanna
and
do,
governing neighbors let you go out and trick or treat. Just be safe, guys.
Yeah.
So
So thanks
for
guys.
chilling, guys. Later.
Enjoy the rest of your day.